like I did not want to become a doctor. You have to be in the hospital where Epic installed, or you have to be in the consultant company where Epic is authorized project. It's good with one side that you are just doing the front end development, and then you are good with the front end. You are working with the doctors, and then they are also concerned with the front end only. So you can improve their thing with just with the front end development. So when you think about the AI, you will get replaced, or you will start thinking about the backups. One wants to move to UAE, then they need to consider about is you have to pay the whole rental of like the following year in one shot, or maybe in two checks, two payments, but you have to pay in advance. And this job never be like boring as long as like you are in the right place, and if they are having some opportunities for your growth. Epic is like very small and close community, so you can't just walk away like in other projects. If you're having conflict with your peers, or if you're conflict with your leadership, I've seen people just walk away. But in here, that won't work out. Everyone knows everybody. Professionalism is non-negotiable.
Hi, Guhan. Thank you for joining us. You have been an Epic analyst for a really long time with many companies and hospitals. So tell us a little bit about your education background.
Yeah, hi Divya. Thank you so much for your time. And then, yeah, hi friends. So, from my education background, I would like start from my childhood because it's very interesting thing. I was like very clear about like one thing is like I did not want to become a doctor, because like when the teachers are asking to my friends, they always say I want to become a doctor. Doctor, maybe that's craze. Maybe I don't. That's never me. I always like want to be an engineer, and then something I want to be like do something with computer, because like that's where the time in the late 2004 or 5, all those crazy games called NFS, GTA Vice City, those games are like evolving, and then that's something I want to be in the computer world. When I was completed my grade 12, I got like get into the mechanical engineering, because like that's where like at the time it was like very boomed. All of the colleges are advertising 100% placements in mechanical engineering. But at the time, I don't know that whether they placed it in the IT companies, but I was just like joined, and then I graduated in the year of 2016. Like looking back now, it's not like a wrong decision, like where I ended it in the engineering, but yeah, it helps me to think logically, and then like adaptability, and it exactly helps me to fit in the world where I'm in. So yeah, I think I didn't want to become a doctor, but somehow I'm doing it something in the healthcare industry, which is interesting. That's from my side. Yeah.
So, how did you get into Epic?
Yeah. Honestly, this is like a very like favorite part of my story, because this can tells you that like how random the careers can be. Because like I got into placed in two IT companies from my college, and then I chose Accenture because that is the less stressful, which I heard from my seniors. That itself like tells you how the mindset come like when we come from the college. But like after training in Accenture, I got into the bench, where it's a pool of like pool of mates, where they are waiting for the projects to be tagged in. So I was in the 3 months in the bench, and then one day I just randomly get a call from my Epic project manager, and then they explained about all my rules and then regulations, and then they were asking about my interest in. I was like just walking back from the cafeteria, and then I was like, when I heard that word US, I just directly told yes. I don't have even a passport at that time. So funny part is like around the like same time where HR just randomly picking everyone in the bench in the pool, and then they will randomly tagging into testing projects. But once she saw me, and then she told like you were already tagged into an Epic project, and then that's where like it's pure timing. I didn't choose like healthcare in the meeting, or somebody mentored me or something. I just chose the healthcare. I was just when I was like walking back from the cafeteria.
Okay. So if it were not Epic, if it were Cerner or InterSystems or NextGen, would you still go for a healthcare IT project?
So honestly, so I was completely with Epic in all my experience, because I got into Epic project, and then the opportunities which even like comes to me once I was learning into the Epic world is purely the Epic. So I respect the other EMRs and then believe their work as well. But being a part of one of the leading EMR systems globally is like a privilege, isn't it? So what excites me is like Epic's long-term vision, especially around their AI agentic workflows, models, and then the automations. I'm happy to growing along with the Epic ecosystem, but being a part of the community. But yeah, it's not bad that like if I can like get an opportunity to be in that Cerner, I would still go for, as long as like that opportunity demands like my role and then my need of like being in that project. So yeah.
Sure. So which modules are you certified in within Epic?
So I'm certified in four modules. One is inpatient pharmacy, outpatient pharmacy, and then ambulatory care. And then there is one module which is for patient-friendly mobile application, which is called MyChart. So yeah, there are four modules I've been certified in Epic.
How did you get your Epic certifications? Because I hear that's a tough one.
Yeah, because Epic is like a very closed community, so nobody can just randomly walk in, and then they can't even apply it, because for the eligibility criteria itself say that you have to be certified in certain modules to work in the Epic projects. So that is the main thing. It will be like excluded from the other world to the Epic. So it's like a main barrier. But like if you are like very lucky enough, then you can get those projects randomly through the MNCs like Accenture, Deloitte. So when I was like graduated, like, yeah, as I mentioned, I just randomly got a call from the Epic manager, and then I got into the project. So they sponsored me, because to get certified in Epic, you have to attend a classroom training, which is in US back then. I have to like flown for like 36 days completely in the US, and then I've attended all those classroom trainings, and then I have to crack the projects, and then the certification, and then the uh, best or worst thing is to get into certified, you have to score 80% above for 100. So it's a very crucial, and then they will say that it's an open book test, but you will not. You have to learn their concepts, and then it will be like a conceptual based questions. So you have to be learn. You learn from the roots, and then from through the concepts. It can't be like a textbook where you will see do the 100 pages of learning and then crack the exam. It's not going to work. So yeah, it's very tough one to crack. And then, but all those sponsors, I have to give a credit to Accenture, because they sponsored us, and then they invested in our careers, and then that's how like I'm currently in the world of Epic. Yeah, thanks to them.
So is it true that you can't pay for your own certification? You can't go to any of these websites, Udemy or Epic themselves, and say, I want to get certified, and just get certified on your own. Is this true about Epic when you say that it's a closed community?
Yes, it's completely true, because you have to be in the hospital where Epic installed, or you have to be in the consultant company where Epic is authorized project. So yeah, you can't like even so I remember there is a company called Tech Mahindra. You can't even get into those. You can go into that company, but as long as like they don't have any Epic projects, you can't be into the Epic. So yeah, that consultancy or the hospital or the company needs to be Epic authorized. They have to be registered with Epic, and they should have Epic clients. So then only like you can get into the Epic world. Like even if we have like thousands of like dollars, you can't get certified because that's their main like put a restriction about only the Epic community hospitals should like own that training, and then they can only sponsor the analyst to get into the certified in Epic.
Okay. Is there a hack for anyone out there who wants to get an Epic certification that you would recommend?
Um, yeah, if you are in on-site or maybe in a different country than India, and then if that any one of the hospital has Epic, then you can even try for like any other job roles that fits in their career. But once they once they are employed in that hospital, then they can always express their interest with their IT managers, and then to get into that Epic team, and then from there they can, because the main thing is the person needs to be in that Epic hospital. So but yeah, if as long as like if they are fine with their capacity and then their requirements. Like for example, the nurse can apply for any orders team role, and then even for any one of the pharmacists can be certified in the pharmacy Epic module. So it should be possible. But if you are in India and then if you want to become an Epic analyst, then I would recommend like do something about like healthcare, some background about healthcare, maybe the healthcare administration in MBA, or any additional healthcare workflows or any experience in the healthcare that would exclude from the other resume, and then that can be like a starting point. Maybe they can recruit based on the healthcare experience from that from the from your resume, and then they can sponsor you for that certification. So yeah, I really know like few of my friends. Yeah, they did they did some healthcare courses, and then they joined. Yeah, there are like few startups which recently they started in Chennai as well. So they get into that company, and then they sponsored their certification, and then they are successfully in the Epic career now. So yeah, there are a few hacks around that.
Okay, so you mentioned you're certified in 4 different modules. So tell me a little bit what you've worked on and what is your favorite module?
Yeah, so I initially started as an ambulatory consultant, where where I supported the outpatient clinic workflows, and as well as that patient-friendly mobile application. So that is also like I have worked as a shared resource in the Accenture. So yeah, I was working in for 2 years, and then later on, I got a chance to get into the pharmacy world, where I have to thank one of my like manager. She is now in Australia, because since she got an opportunity to go to Australia, I got a chance to replace her position in India. So yeah, so I have to thank her. Her name is Girija. Once I get into the pharmacy world, yeah, I started my learning is like deeply with the pharmacy space, and then I was completely into the pharmacy world.
Okay, and so you started this pharmacy work in India, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. And you worked both on outpatient and inpatient modules. So which is your preferred pharmacy module?
So my preferred one is it's been of like a tougher question, but my preferred one is with outpatient pharmacy, because I can relate too much into that. But yeah, when I heard like from people, like when I was initially certified, like in the training, doing the certification, they will say that below the pharmacy, the whole below is like a very tougher module to crack in. That's where like I got an interest, like why they are saying like that, why is that hype? So I have to do, I have to crack that, and that's where I get into like pharmacy, or maybe I connect to the pharmacy more closer. But yeah, inpatient is also like very good because it's like a very big module, but it's very tougher one when compared to outpatient. Yeah, it's like a tricky question, but I like to work in inpatient as well, but my preferred one is outpatient. Yeah.
So when you say that inpatient pharmacy module is tougher, do you mean the certification is tougher or is it the work that's really taxing?
Um, I would say its certification is more tougher because they will put you in a spot where all those answers that like all the options within that answer are right. You have to choose what best or efficient answer that is. So yeah, it's kind of like tricky to crack those inpatient certification. But yeah, in the real world, yeah, you will always have people, so you can learn the new thing. Or if you have always been into Epic support, you can get into crack those things. But with the exam, it's about you. You have to crack it. Whatever the learning, it has to be put, you have to put in within the 2 hours. So that's the tricky thing. But in the real work, I would say, yeah, yeah, there are like people around you to support and everything. So yeah, it's very interesting as well with the inpatient world.
So what does an Epic analyst that works in pharmacy or any of the modules really do? And what are the pros and cons of this kind of work?
Um, Yeah, it's a good question because there is like for every work there will be like one good side, and always there will be like one dark side as well. Yeah, most of the guys will speak about the brighter side, but yeah, when I can start, the good things are like, yeah, you can work with the doctors, and then you can like improve their work, and as well as like you can improve the patient safety, and yeah, but the thing is like you don't have like access to the Epic's code because you don't be involved in any software development discussions, or you don't even like they will not involve us like about the development like the training or the development discussions or the conversations, because every that will be completely like a blind spot for us, like an EMR analyst. So yeah, if it's good with one side that you are just doing the front end development, and then you are good with the front end. You are working with the doctors, and then they are also concerned with the front end only. So you can improve their thing with just with the front end development. They have Epic has the tools that we can support it in just only in the front end. But when we talk about any like any new technologies or any new like for example if EMR analyst would not know about any like Python, Java, or any like new AI agents, because the development everything comes into the Epic team, and then they will take care of the development. So it's like they will give you like a they will serve you the grand meal. So what you have to do is you have to taste it and then see how it's how it's better, or do you have to just do the review and then yeah that's how it is. So you'll not be like so that will be always in mind, right? So when you think about the AI, you will get replaced, or you will naturally you will start thinking about the backups, because you don't have any like so-called skills that you can survive it in the other if you are lose any Epic jobs, then you have to again still looking for the Epic community, and then you have to still looking for the Epic like Epic related jobs. But in the other areas, like if it is like Java, then there is like there is a vast career that's there, right? But being part of the Epic community, yeah, as I mentioned, it's a very close circle. So even if you lost job, you have to look for the Epic related things. So you lost access to those those technologies, that the new technologies. Like the only thing that you can do is like after hours, if you are very much interested, then if you are yeah, if it is part of your backup plan, then yeah, you have to learn the new technologies or new RPA tool or whatever, the Java or something. But the like cutting an access to the development piece actually concerns analyst.
Okay. So you worked in three countries. What is life like in those
Right.
three countries? Tell us about those three different experiences.
Yeah, in so I worked in three countries. One is I started my career in India, and then I worked for around 4.5 years as like a offshore consultant, and I got a chance to move to UK, and where I got like 3 years of like close to 3 years. And now I'm currently in UAE, so it's already around 3 years here. Life in India is that's the time where I just get into the IT, and then I get into the Epic. So it was all like new things for me, because like since I graduated as mechanical engineer, so everything was like continuously feeding me. But yeah, it was like completely new things to adapt. But yeah, that's the thing. So I get into this world, and then I was feeling comfortable. Once I was like feeling comfortable in all those bills and everything, so the moment when I was like ready, I always to be want to be like working on site or maybe outside of India. So I got a opportunity for UK, and immediately I told yes. And life in UK, I love the people, and then the community, and then the lifestyle, because the work-life balance is uh, commendable more than like any part of the world, I would say. Because as far as like I seen, the work-life balance is very much good in UK, because like in even in the normal grocery shop, or the normal the town center, where they call it as like the main area for shoppings, it will be closed after 6 p.m. Even on the Saturdays and Sundays.
Okay.
So here, most of the countries, the life or the crowd starts coming after 6 p.m., where I've seen in India. So it's completely different. They respect people regardless of their job or regardless of their position. They will there is like more about humanity there. Yeah, I'm not saying like in India there is no humanity or something, but they're respecting each other. And then they give a respect to all kind of jobs, which is like I admired back in UK. Um, and even like for the job, so after 5 p.m., it's strictly after 5 p.m. So, but yeah, everything has its own positive and negatives, because in UK you have to bear the taxation, national insurance,
Yes.
and then you will barely have a amount to save in your savings. But yeah, it comes with a cost. But you'll have like good lifestyle over there. It's good experience, I would say, when I was in UK, and I got a chance to move in UAE. It's completely contrast to UK, because UK it was like very slow paced. The sun hit you around like during the winter, sun hits you around like after 9 a.m. in the morning, but in UAE it's sharp 6 o'clock. So it's completely contrast. And even it has like famous quote line, there is a no income tax. But trust me, they will get back the money they gave you. But yeah, it's completely like a different culture, because there are a lot of diversity you will see, because like, all the people from all over the countries are currently in UAE. It's like a big hub. It's a big world hub, I would say. So yeah, you will learn all those like the diversity, and then all those people's cultures and everything. It's very fast-paced city. You will get everything in your doorstep, and everything within 15 minutes. And the lifestyle is yeah, completely different, and then completely different or good in a different way. Yeah, and in the money wise, definitely UAE would be recommended, because you will get a good amount of money to save at the end.
Okay, so brings us to our next question. What are the salary ranges in these three different countries?
Yeah, it's $1 million question. Salary ranges, um, yeah, it comes with the cost, I would say, because the cost of living matters more. Like even though your salary ranges are like very in high pay scale, but if the cost of living hits you bad, then you will not, so you will not survive. So that's how I would see in this question. But in India, like if you're straight out from the college. If you are get into any IT projects like any MNCs like Accenture, TCS, Deloitte, you will easily get 4 lakhs per annum as like a starting package. But once you gain some experience in your project, and then once you are like grown up, like maybe after 3 to 5 years, you will good enough to get 15 lakhs, like 13 to 15 lakhs per annum, which is very good, decent. It will be like yeah, very good when compared to the cost of living in India. But for UK, it's a completely different because even though the taxation is similar to India, but the national insurance fee and then all the rents and the cost of living will hit you bad. Even though like if you're a band 5 analyst, because that's the analyst band they will put you in when you are initially tagged into any project, that comes you around like 35,000 pounds. That will not be that will be good for you, but like maybe a family of two, but not more than that. So you have to be as like a band 7 senior analyst. So that is the band for senior analyst. So you will get 45,000 at least. But the and you can go up to like 55 or 58, but it depends on like how far you are close to London. Because if you are very much close to London, they will pay you more because the cost of living is too much over there. So that's where it depends on where you live far from the London, your salary range will be. But if you are in a band 7, then the family of 3 or 4 would be um, easily easily survived. And I would say like you should end up at least saving some amount in UK. In UAE, it's like completely different. There is no income tax, and then the salary range would be like if you are experienced analyst in Epic, then yeah, it depends on the organization and then the experience you carried over it. Yeah, it comes around like maybe 17,000 to 30,000 dirhams. It depends on the organization and the experience, I would say. But their salary matters, but at the same time, the cost of living matters even more.
Sure. So what are the biggest expenses in UK and UAE that everybody should know of?
Yeah, it's a good question because people will say the cost of living, but they have to also consider about the reality. The biggest drawback in UK is the rent and as well as the gas bill and the council tax. Because the council tax, when I moved to UK, that is a new term which I've heard, like a council. Because in India, we don't end up like paying like any council tax. Even if we're paying, it will be like very small amount. But in UK, you have to allocate certain budget over there, and then there is a national insurance fee, which is they will protect you from every month, and it will be completely to government. So the rent would be like too high. That is, everybody knows that. But the um, council tax and then the electricity and gas bill, so that have to be like we have to bear in mind. So if you are getting a job in certain area, then we have to look for how much is the council tax, how much is the electricity and gas bill for 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom, and then the rental, because it depends on the area where we are living in, and then how far it's close to any train station or any bus station, or how far it close to town center. That depends as well. So yeah, that's what from UK. And in UAE, the one new thing which I've completely learned, or even like if there someone wants to move to UAE, then they need to consider about is you have to pay the whole rental of like the following year in one shot, or maybe in two checks, two payments, but you have to pay in advance for complete year. But yeah, in India, we know that there are like maybe 2 or 3 months we will pay in advance, and then we can get into a home easily. But if we need to get a home, then we have to pay like 12 months of rent as an advance in one payment or maybe in two payments. So that is completely new with that I have never seen in any other countries. When you initially move into UAE, this becomes a very a huge part you have to invest in, and then you have to you have to live with that. Yeah.
Okay, so you're locked into your house because you pay the entire year in advance.
Yeah, because the rental is also like not very like small amount, because the rental is similar to UK. I would see like it is, the rental fee is very similar to UK. It's not a higher mode, so that much rental, and then even in UK they will ask you only 2 months of rental in advance. Even some companies would support that as well, but in UAE no organizations would support the initial rental amount, and that too like not 2 months or 3 months. It will be like either 6 months of rental, or in case of single payment you will end up paying whole 12 months of rental as an initial investment, which is very very big thing for the, like somebody or a family, like family of three, or somebody who plan like trying to move to UAE. Then they need to set up a home, they need to set up initial all those initial costs, and on top of it they have to pay the whole year of a rental as an advance. Means they, everybody have to think about it.
Okay. What's the best thing about being an Epic analyst, and what's the worst thing about being an Epic analyst?
This very tricky question, but thanks for asking that. But let me start with the best part. So the best part is like as an Epic analyst, we are touching every day with the patient lives. So alongside with the frontliner heroes, we are helping their jobs to do like how they can do better. So with that said, you learn new workflows, new regulations across like different regions. The on-site opportunities are relatively easier when compared to other domains where like my friends are even like struggling to get into on-site. But in Epic, it's easily, like I would say, not very much easier, but it's relatively possible than any other streams. And this job never be like boring as long as like you are in the right place, and if they are having some opportunities for your growth, then yeah, you will learn something new every day. The worst part is yeah, everybody should know about this, because Epic is like very small and close community. So you can't just walk away like in other projects. If you're having conflict with your peers, or if you're conflict with your leadership, yeah, I've seen people just walk away. Or but in here, that won't work out. Everyone knows everybody. So whether you like someone or not, professionalism is non-negotiable. So if you don't handle like things like properly, it will back come back to you quickly and hardly. So yeah, I think that is the worst part. But yeah, this career gives you the right path as long as like only to the right people. Like if you are adaptability, and then if you are like professional, and then if you are aspiring to learn something, then yeah, you are in the right place. Yeah.
Okay. Is it hard to switch modules between Epic? Like you've done Willow, you've done MyChart. If you had to go to interfaces or uptime or even orders, is that very difficult?
It's not very difficult. It's possible, but I would say it will take some time because somebody recruits you because of your skill, and then they try to invest you on what they want first, and then you have to be comfortable in that space, and then you have to give a confidence to the leadership about like whether I'm like very good enough to sustain in any other space as well. And like once you give that confidence, if you are passionate about what you are doing, then probably it would be achievable. But yeah, the first thing I would say is like maybe if there is any projects, like let's say I want to get into I'm in a pharmacy space, I want to get into the inpatient team, so inpatient care. If there is any projects or anything that came into their team, then you can always express your interest to get into the project or work as in like a backup or just to be get involved in that project. So they have to plan your capacity along like along with that, and then your team has to also support on that, because if you're doing something out of you like not part of your job, then somebody has to back you up for your job, right? So yeah, I think if that is the calculations are it's a bit tricky, but if that calculations, if you make that work, then you probably get into those projects, and then if you are shine in that project, then yeah, you can always ask for proficiency, or because proficiency is something organization don't need to pay anything. You can do on your own certification if you are interested in any other module in Epic, as long as you are in the hospital that has Epic, and then your leadership approves it, then they don't need to pay anything. So you can always learn in your spare time after hours. And once you are proficient in those modules, then you can always ask more work in those space as well. Like that's a like slow progression has to be there, and then it will take some time, effort, and then you have to be patient enough. So it will take at least a year, I would say, because they have to replace one module, and then you get into the new module. So in the real life scenario, it will be like not quicker, but it's possible, I would say.
Okay. Are there growth opportunities in this career?
It's yes and no. It depends on like what growth means to the individual, because you can move across projects. I would say in the last answer, there is a possibility, and then yeah, even yeah, organization or like for example, I was in India initially, and then I was supporting the US healthcare then. And then once I moved to UK, UK is different healthcare system. It's called NHS, and then UAE, it's completely like DOH regulations and all those things. So there are like these kind of like you learn new ecosystem, new healthcare, how they are maintaining their system. Yeah, those kind of things where they're like if you are into a new client, then you will have new workflows. So everything will be different. It will not be like common workflow. Everything can be fit because it depends on the individual country, how their behavioral things, how their patients are, how their mindset are. Like the workflows will be designed accordingly for each different hospital. So the learning wise, it will be like this is not like a boring work that you have to do daily basis or like day to day on the same thing. It will be like you have to do a different thing, which is like very interesting. And but yeah, everything comes with a cost, not just money, but time, effort, and then pressure. Again, like Epic community watches you, your reputation also like matters, because like growth is possible, but it requires some patience and discipline.
So, what is your one piece of advice for that youngster who is graduating college and maybe wants to be in healthcare IT? What's your advice to that youngster?
Um, I'm not that old to give advice, but I will share what I'm learning. I always like keep up with the recent trends, like how hospitalization in the digitalization is transforming, how the new they're implementing the new technologies into healthcare and making the patient care even safer, and also like the automation, the speed of change currently going on with the AI bubble is crazy, because yeah, we have to like very clear about what you want and then what your family wants, because like if you want to move to a new country, then yeah, the location, people, culture, and everything we have to be in keep in mind. Yeah, careers are like not built in isolation. It has to be environment has to support you as well, and
Yes.
yeah, stay adaptable. I would say, yeah, that is the only one skill that never expires. Like it doesn't matter if you are an EMR consultant or if you are like any software developer. Yeah, but yeah, technology will change, but the attitude will decide like how far we can go. Um, yeah, that's what I can say.
Sounds great, Guhan. Thank you so much for joining us.
No problem. Thanks for your time, and it was like very interesting to speak with you and all your audience. So I hopefully I give some positive intent towards the EMR system. Yeah, thank you so much for this podcast, Divya.